What's in Store's continuing its visit with Charles Riddle, the District Attorney here in Avoyelles Parish. Yesterday we kind of gave an overview of what goes on in the District Attorney's office, and today we're going to turn our attention to those who are victimized, the victims.
Right, a major concern. And every District Attorney's office in the state has at least one Victims Assistance Coordinator. In some of the larger districts they have 2 or 3. But we have one Victims Assistance Coordinator that's paid for by the state. And in addition, through a grant that we obtained due to the huge numbers of domestic abuse in our parish, a special victims assistant. And what they do is they actually meet with the victims. In many cases they want to drop the charges, which we tend not to do because it's very common for a woman. The typical case is a woman is beat up, abused by her husband, and then she wants to drop the charges because he's their sole means of support, doesn't want to upset the family. So we have to really look at those cases from a special point of view. It's different than other crimes. It's different than a burglary. Our Victims Assistance Coordinator will handle burglaries by finding out, okay, what was stolen, what damages there were, how we can make restitution. Are you interested in them going to prison, or do you want to get restitution? Because if you put them in prison, it's difficult for them to get restitution. Where a special victims coordinator or assistant has to look at a lot more issues. What is going to happen to the family? How are we going to handle the prosecution of it? It's a very serious crime, domestic abuse battery. And if you get a second offense domestic abuse battery, then you're subject to felonies. And so there ends up being some jail time with those. And in many cases, some people are excluded from being able to go back to their jobs. So we have these 2 individuals within our office working very closely with our assistant DAs, and they do a very good job. And this is a good time for me to say that I'm very excited about the staff that we have in the District Attorney's office. We have a very good staff that's responsive to the people and in the way that they relate to them, respond to their phone calls, assist them. There's no way I can speak to everyone who contacts our office. But these 2, the Special Victims Assistant and the Victims Assistance Coordinator, do a good job of getting in touch with the people and trying to keep them up to date with what's happening in court, when they're going to court, what's going to happen in court, and they have to do that coordinating with the Assistant District Attorney.
So how does the victim kind of begin that interfacing process with your department?
Good question. We attempt to get in touch with them. So we get the police department who gives us the files to try to give us as many phone numbers as possible. And then our people will get in touch with them, and then they actually can physically come to the office or handle it by mail or by phone call. Okay,
well, once again, we appreciate you joining us today.
Right.
Give us an overview on this very, very important topic. And that wraps up today's edition of What's in Store. We're at the District Attorney's office in Avoyelles Parish, only on ABC 31.